Now, if you're coming from After Effects and you used to trim paths, in this video, I'm going to show you how to do exactly the same thing in Fusion in Davinci Resolve. Now, unfortunately, it's not called trim paths, but it's called right on. And I'm going to show you how to draw a line onto a picture and also how to do a trim paths with a shape. And the process is different, so stay tuned to watch both because it doesn't work the same. So let's jump in and have a look. All right, so here on my timeline, I've got a map of Africa and we're going to be animating a line from Algeria down to South Africa where I am from. So the first thing that you want to do is go to the Fusion page by pressing Shift 5. In the Fusion page, click on your media in node. With this selected, go to the paint tool over here and click that. That will automatically add a new node to your node structure. And with the paint node selected, go up and select the polyline button. With a polyline button, this allows you to paint onto your picture, so you can select your color. I'll just go ahead and keep it white, and I'm going to click on Algeria, and as you click and you drag, you'll see that there's Bezier handles, and now you can kind of create a path by clicking and dragging to add those handles. If you don't want the handles, you can simply just click. And we're going to end in South Africa. Now you'll see that there's a soft line, and if you want to create a hard line, you can just go to the brush controls over here on the right, and with the softness we can just turn it down all the way, and now you can see there's a nice hard line. Now if you want to make further adjustments with a stroke, you can click the stroke drop down, and this is also where we are going to create the trim path. So we can go ahead and go to the first frame, and with the first frame selected, you can click this diamond icon to create your first keyframe. So with the first frame selected, we can now decide what direction we want the stroke to go. So I want it to go from South Africa to Algeria, and then the way to do that is to drag the left side of right on all the way to the right. And then we can go to frame 22. And once we're on frame 22, we can simply then drag it to the left, and that will create an animation where it goes all the way up to Algeria. Now you can ease the keyframes by going to the spline tab over here. And when we select the start and the end, now you can go ahead and just create ease keyframes by selecting ease keyframe. All right, so there you go, a simple right on animation. Now we're going to create a circle, and the process does look a little bit different, so let's check it out. So let's go to the Fusion tab by pressing Shift 5. In the Fusion tab, we are going to select paper, and with paper selected, we're going to select the background node. Now when we click that, it will automatically create a merge node with a background, and this is what we need in order to create a circle in Fusion. Now what we're going to be doing is deselect everything, and we are going to select the eclipse button over here, and then we're going to link the eclipse with the background. Now when we do that, you'll see that it has created a circle on top of the background. Now in order to create a stroke, we need to actually deselect the solid option over here, and now it has a stroke, but we need to actually just add some width to the stroke. So we can go ahead to border width and just increase that. As we increase that, we increase the stroke width, and now we've got a nice stroke. And with the eclipse created, now we can create a trim path. Now the settings that we're going to be playing with is the position and length. Now the length is basically the length of the circle. So this is your trim path, and the position is simply where you want your trim path to start from. So let's go ahead and create keyframes. Now this is at the beginning of our timeline, so that's perfect, but we want the length to start at 0, so we'll just drag it all the way down, and then we can go ahead and drag it to frame 20, and on frame 20 we can drag the slider all the way to the right to create the perfect circle, and we can also just adjust the position, and that way when we play it back, the line moves and it creates a nice trim path.